a couple. In case you've forgotten, last May we announced the 2 couples that would be working with our fertility expert and St. Luke's Hospital in St. Louis, Missouri's doctor to conceive a child, right? And after a few months, one of them got pregnant. Ha ha ha. So we thought this would be a great time for an update, and we have our couple to get a few tips from them and from our celebrity mothers, Lisa and Alice. Also joining me now is Dr. Sherman Silber, the man responsible for this happy event. He is also the author of How to Get Pregnant with the New Technology, which is now in paperback. And our couple, Jim and Kathy Frost. How nice to see you. All right. What month? 6. Are you excited or nervous? Or?
Yes, very excited.
Yeah.
And nervous too.
And nervous. Are you worried whether you'll go to full term or you just?
I was at first.
Yeah.
For a long time, I didn't even really believe I was pregnant. I mean, you know, they would tell me, I saw the ultrasounds, but it just didn't sink in because, you know, we had tried so long and wanted it for so long. But now, you know, it's easier. It's coming. You know, I'm finally believing it.
Now, do you keep in touch with Dr. Silber? Do you go to St. Louis, or how do you work this?
No, she can have her obstetric care locally because it's just a normal pregnancy.
So now
once you're pregnant, it's a normal pregnancy.
So in other words, you have to give the doctor special instructions?
No.
Or like that. What about the second baby, doctor? Can they have a second baby? Same? Well, how did you have yours? Gift, which is?
Well, okay, the gift procedure, they had been through all kinds of other things that were conventional and didn't work. Gift is so simple. We just took Kathy's sperm and...
Kathy's sperm.
Eggs. Jim's sperm. I'm getting ahead of myself.
That's a different show. Go ahead.
I apologize. I don't know what kind of a slip that is. We took the sperm and the eggs from Jim and Kathy and put them together in the fallopian tube. I mean, it's very, very simple.
Right.
And she got pregnant right away the first time. And I think she's expressing what she told me. She really, when she came, she had a hard time believing this was really going to work or that it was going to be that high a success rate. And when you were pregnant, I heard a tone of disbelief in your voice. Even in October, I think you had a hard time believing it.
What is it going to be?
Well, it's going to be a boy.
A boy. That's great. That's great. And you want to have another one?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Do they do the same way? Or,
well, you know,
or just clear it up for the rest of the pregnancy?
You know, no, the chances are about 15% she might get pregnant on her own. But if she doesn't, we can do the same thing over again. And in the category that they're in, there's a 55% chance every time we do the gift procedure that she'll get pregnant.
Right.
So if she's determined she'll get pregnant again and it shouldn't be a problem.
Now, what about our other couple? They were Linda and Elmo James, right?
Right. Now, you know, they're a wonderful couple, and...
she was so discouraged when she was here.
Luckily, with this technology now, there's always a good story, really.
Yeah.
It could be very sad. We found out the previous surgery that she had really destroyed her ovarian tissue. And it was a much, much bigger difficulty than we had thought when we first saw her on the show. We didn't have that information, but when we evaluated her, that was the problem. But I can tell you the fastest growing field of excitement in this whole area now is donor eggs. It's becoming very popular, and remember I always used to say, hurry up and try to get pregnant now before you reach 35 or 40, or because you get less fertilization.
Sure. You end up with 2 eggs.
Right.
You know, you got to hurry. Yeah.
And they're less fertilizable.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get pregnant. Now, what women are doing, if their eggs don't fertilize because they're too old, or if you just can't get any eggs, donor eggs is becoming the most popular growing area in the field of infertility because women and their husbands are very excited about it. They accept it and they love the idea. So we can get women pregnant at any age.
So are they trying to do that?
That's what's going to happen, and I think it's going to be a very happy story, but it could have been a really sad story.
Yeah. What about you two? Did you ever have trouble getting pregnant either time?
No.
Just the opposite, right?
Yeah. This time took me longer than I had thought it would. It took me about 7 months.
To get pregnant? Mm-hmm. You think, why is that, doctor? Is it because they're so intent on becoming pregnant?
Well, there's several factors going on. One of the most important factor is just getting older. No offense, but you know, you can't stop an 18-year-old girl from getting pregnant. If she has it at the wrong time of month, she has sex at the wrong time of the month, in the backseat of a car with the wrong technique, she'll get pregnant.
Yeah.
And there's a less than a 1% risk of infertility. But you know, you get up to your 20s, and even in your mid-20s, there's a 15% chance of infertility. In your mid-30s, it's 25%. So as you get older, it may take longer to get pregnant. It's not necessarily stress. It's just aging, if you will.
Well, that's what you could say it. Aging, you can just say it.
You know, 18. That's
Nobody
your
gets
prime
upset.
year at 18.
Doctor. What are you going to name the babies? We haven't even asked that.
Probably David and Wilson for the middle name after my father.
Oh, I got scared that you were going to say twins.
No, it's just one.
Is there a higher percentage of twin births when they do this kind of a
most
gift?
couples are excited about that. There's
Yeah,
about a
well, I think-
25% chance of twins. And they're very excited about it. It's not a complication.
Oh, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it'd be wonderful.
But they had a singleton, so they're going to have to just go for it again.
And what are your two names?
Troy Stephen, after our matchmaker, a guy very good friends with both of us, and passed away before he knew that it worked. And so we're going to name the baby Troy and Stephen after my husband.
Julia Elizabeth.
That's very pretty. We'll be back with more. All right, stay with us. Back in a moment. By the way, I'll be signing my book, Still Talking, December 18th in Washington, D.C. at 12 noon at B. Dalton on K Street, and December 20th in Boston at 11:30 at, I believe it's pronounced Laureates and Copley Plaza. So please come, but buy a book. And, or come and don't buy a book. I'll be happy to see you. We are back talking about just pregnancy in general. Any cravings? I never went through any of that. Do you have special cravings or special dislikes suddenly?
Well, I'm kind of reverting back to my childhood. You know, forever I've, eaten baked chicken and whatever, salads, but now I want greasy hamburger and fries.
And you just have it, right?
Yeah.
What about you?
The first time around, I got really ill at the thought of sushi, and I had loved it, and I've never gone back to it. I just don't want it anymore. And this time I have an aversion, unfortunately, to vegetables.
I did too.
Just can't
You did
stand
too.
the thought of it.
And I'm a vegetarian. So it was a bit difficult.
I've had to really camouflage with marinara sauce and cheese to force them down.
What are you doing if you're a vegetarian
Well,
and vegetables make you nauseous?
Now I'm fine. But at the beginning, just the sight of broccoli, I'd run screaming from the room. I just couldn't bear it.
So did you go back to eat chicken and stuff?
Well, I do eat. Yeah, I'm eating chicken and fish. I don't eat red meat, I should say.
What about mood? Do you find, because all those hormones are running around in your body, do you find that you're moody? Do you cry and laugh? And
No, I haven't noticed that really more than usual.
what about you?
Bitch on wheels.
Bitch
I don't like to admit it because I think, oh, I'm doing so great, and yeah, I'm kind of up and down.
What about you?
I experienced that after the birth. I just would sob. After Anna was born, I was just a wreck. So I'm waiting. I'm going to hold off again and do it then.
Now,
On my own time.
we are a very poor show, as you know, as you've heard me say very often, Doctor, when you beg me to buy you something. But we went to Cartier, and we got 3 baby gifts. They were nice enough to give them to us. Isn't that nice? So they're all similar, so it doesn't matter who gets what. Just pick oh, the names are on there. Okay, this is for Kathy. Okay, but they're all equally lovely. And here are 3 scissors to uncut as you wish. And I hope these are first. We want the scissors back because we're a poor show. And you as the father, even though it's a little late, you have the doctor's book, How to Get Pregnant with a New Technology. And doctor, it's always a pleasure to see you, and thank you very much for being here. And I wish you, let me know what you all had, okay? And you've got to come back with the baby, all right? And we're going to be back in a moment with a lot more gossip, so please stay tuned.